Welcome to the weekly take, man. I'm Q. We back with another episode. This is episode 5. Well, I'm back with another episode, but still we. C couldn't be here today. He's in the hospital because of car accident. Prayers up to him. He all right though. He alive, so he all right. But hopefully we get him back next episode. Where take your time and heal up, my boy. If you watch this, so he'll be all right. Prayers up to him. But there was a lot of stuff going on. Not a lot, but some big news. Where we're gonna start the show off with. Kind of weird because I'm doing it by myself. I never did it, but here we go. We're gonna try something. But first breaking news. Well, how we gonna start off the show, which is breaking news. Developing the Los Angeles Clippers, Toronto Raptors trade centered on Kawhi Leonard would not be complete until the NBA investigation into the Clippers is over. Statement from the Clippers to ESPN. For the past 10 months, our organization has fully cooperated with the NBA investigation, participating in dozens of interviews, providing tens of thousands of documents, and facilitating access to our staff. While the process has been challenging, we have remained committed to transparency. So on June 30th, we reached an agreement principle to trade Kawhi Leonard to the Toronto Raptors. We have since been informed that the trade can only be finalized if the Raptors ownership group assumes the risk of penalties related to Kawhi's contract that could theoretically result from the ongoing investigation. The investigation is ongoing, and we expect the trade to be finalized following its conclusion. At the heart of this investigation are Joe Sandberg and aspiration. We did not funnel money to Kawhi Leonard through aspiration. Like many sophisticated investors, financial institutions, and business partners, we were victims of a fraud initiated by Sandberg, who has been convicted and sentenced to 14 years in prison. We recognize the uncertainty this has created and impact it has had on our team, our fans, the Raptors organization, their fans, and the players whose future remain affected while the process continues. We remain confident that when the facts are evaluated fairly and thoroughly, the NBA will confirm exactly what we have said about from the beginning. We have not done what we are accused of doing. That's a lot to take in, a lot. And there's a lot of players getting affected by it. Brandon Ingram, we don't know when the investigation is going to be done. Hopefully soon, so these players can move in and find a new spot. They have a family and stuff too, so hopefully everything is situated with that. But my take on the situation is, people said it was kind of the investigation. We knew that the NBA was doing the investigation. I'm thinking like, okay, they trade them. They know stuff gonna happen, so we might as well get what we can with the assets. Get some assets what we can with what we got. But the NBA was like, hold on, you traded him, but like y'all got an investigation going on. And Raptors, if you want to take him in, you're gonna face repercussions of it. And it was like, no, we're just gonna have the trade pending. So hopefully the trade go through. We did an episode on the Kawhi Raptors. It's a fantastic move. But I understand it from the NBA perspective. It makes sense that the investigation has to keep going and all that, other stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on with that. Kind of weird. I sent it to see as soon as I seen it because I was like, dang, like they really did that. Like that's kind of crazy. But that's just what I want to start the show off with. It's not too much to sell this situation because we really kind of haven't heard nothing since then. So I'm just assuming the investigation is going to clear out soon. I don't know whether the Clippers or not did. Nobody knows. But NBA Twitter, some people thinking they really did, which it seems kind of funny because I ain't never seen nothing like this since I've been alive from like a team and like a player on that level. So, but we'll see when the facts get. Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo altercation at the Las Vegas hotel. Now, I'm not going to get too much into the details because we really don't even know. There's no point in me trying to hear they did say about that. But I know I seen on Twitter probably like 3 weeks ago when the Giannis trade concluded. I think me and Caesar said something about it. It was Instagram DM. Tyler Hero was talking with a Heat fan page, I believe, and I kept seeing it. He's talking trash. He posted something about like field goal percentage at the rims, and Bam was like 10th. His field goal percentage was low at the rim or mid range. I can't remember. And he said something like, "They don't pay me $60 million. They pay him." I'm paraphrasing. They pay him $60 million to be a good defender, a great defender sometimes, and that's obviously shots at Bam. And they're like Heat fans like, "Whoa, we thought y'all was cool." But some people always said Tyler Hero be, talking trash and talking mess. Now, I guess they seen each other in Vegas, and what happened. Another report came out today that they won't probably be a suspension or nothing. That the two want to just move on from it. So I don't know. Hopefully, we probably get the video. TMZ, they be on it. Kind of weird though, because them two was real close. I was rocking with the Heat for a few years. You see Jimmy Butler, one of my favorite players ever. So I'm keeping up with the Heat more than what I probably would have been if he wasn't there. So I kind of seen Tyler Hero since he got drafted. I know him and Bam was real close. Really all three of them, but we seen Jimmy not be as close as he left with a falling out. And his other reports that him and Tyler Hero was mad about the Bam extension. Or like Heat players in the locker room was mad that he was like the chosen one, basically. Which I kind of don't think he should have. But that's a story for another day. I like Bam. I like Bam though a lot. But I guess they wanted to prioritize him. Which we'll see how that work out next year. Just him being, a number two. He has been a number two. I want to say like second option, but the second most important player pushing the team to the finals twice. So I give him that. In the Tyler Hero situation, it's like you didn't have to do that. Why are you testing the fan page? You gain nothing from that. You talking about then you text him like, hey, you gonna screenshot and block him? Like, duh, he gonna screenshot. Like, he's a fan. He's gonna expose you. There's no point trying to confide in people that you don't know. You don't even know who name. You don't even know how they face look for real. You provided to a fan page of your own team. Just immature, too old for that. Tyler Hero's like 25 or 26. Like, you're too old for that. Even if you were young, don't be that stupid, man. Think about all the bad people that's gonna bring. And you got other players looking at you crazy because like you talking trash about them to random people. About KD. But KD good enough where he could do that and probably get away with it. You're not that good to get away with that. So it's kind of you shouldn't be doing nothing like that. That's stupid. That's real stupid to me. But I don't know what the NBA gonna do about it. They said it report that they're not gonna do anything. It's kind of weird for them not to, or at least look into it a little bit. Probably when a video come out of it, they probably do something. Or the Heat team probably do something. They probably won't. It's Bam. You didn't hit one of your teammates. You hit somebody like from the outside. He's not pressing charges, so it should be good. Athletes get away with it a lot. Another, I want to say big thing, some more news basically. San Antonio Spurs, Victor Wembanyama has signed a 5-year, $252 million maximum rookie scale contract extension with a player option in the 5th year. Say Wembanyama decided on a 25% maximum instead of the 30% Superman escalated to $303 million after he and the Spurs went through multiple frameworks and made a decision for the All-NBA star and the Defensive Player of the Year entering his 4th season. San Antonio worked in close partnership with Wembanyama and his representatives, offering the full Supermax and different variations of extensions. But Wembanyama ultimately chose a contract sacrifice rooted in giving him and the organization increased ability to build a sustained title contender around him. I like that. I always say I think more athletes should take a pay cut. Now, I'm not saying sell yourself super short because I heard Iggy, once you take that cut, they're going to look at you as that player. But it's like, when you're that good, I think you can do it. As we just seen with Jalen Brunson. He just did it. He literally just did it like 2-3 years ago. But you look back at it like, oh, that's the catalyst for them getting the players they got to build around him for that team. And it reminds me of like Tom Brady doing it, taking pay cuts, because he's Tom Brady. You're going to get the money on the end. Patrick Mahomes reconstructed his deal. I like when players do that for flexibility for the team because it shows that they want to win. And it's like, I don't mind some people taking the money. Like sometimes, take your money. But it's like sometimes it's like how bad you want to win or you want to be great. But people get on LeBron about being like 40 with the Lakers and not taking a pay cut. He tried to take a pay cut. They didn't get nobody. So it's like, okay, give me my money. There's nobody for you to get. Give me my money. I'm pretty sure LeBron, Wade, and Bias took like pay cuts to play with each other, showing that you want to win. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to do things like that. I like when players do that. I like when players get paid too, though. Just they craft. They've been doing this since they was young. They praying for this day, trained and work hard for this day. But it's like, it just showed me how bad you want it. Show that you're willing to knock off a couple hundred. Like, cause you got, what's the difference? I can't say that. It's a big difference, but it's like $100 million for $200 million. You get this $100 million, you build these players around you, you're going to get the endorsements, especially if you like one of them players signed to a shoe company, you getting money on that end. You got all these other sponsorships. It's like, take a pay cut. But I do understand both sides of trying to get your money. But shout out to Wemby, man. He always preaching. People call him performative from all that stuff he be saying and stuff, but he's showing that he really wants to win. He's in a winning organization. I believe the Spurs will build a title contender around him. They technically did this year. They just lost. Young team. Everybody can't be OKC, but they were real young. Did way better than people expected. Went far, went to the finals. So after that, he's like, okay, he want this. He want what next. That's why I believe the Spurs will probably be the first seed going into in the West, going into the playoffs next year. But we'll see how right that is. Here's a controversial deal. People been saying it's a little weird. Gary Trent Jr. agrees to a 4-year, $64 million deal to stay with the Bucks. It is kind of weird. It's kind of one of the least expected notifications I got 2 days ago. I'm like, Gary Trent? I'm thinking Gary Trent probably signed Pistons. You know, one of them team trying to contend need a good little shooter. And he kind of had his worst season last year. So, and people are spreading rumors saying, or like coming up with stuff saying, oh, they promised him they were going to give him a deal last year. That's why he took the minimum last year. Maybe so, maybe not. It is a little weird. But shout out Gary Trent and Rich Paul. Shout out Rich Paul, man. Go get your money. And they go another extension that people didn't like, but I kind of understand it because I'm pretty sure it's like front loaded. But like you got to take that risk to keep these players, or Donovan Mitchell probably was going to walk or something like that. Cleveland Cavalier All-NBA star Donovan Mitchell has agreed to a 4-year, $273 million maximum contract extension that includes a player option for the 2030-31 season and a full trade kicker. Shout out Donovan Mitchell. I probably wouldn't pay him that much money, but I can see it from Cleveland perspective. It's like, you got to do something. You know, you can't lose him. Probably the best player you ever had besides LeBron. Not ever, but like since LeBron, you know, I think Donovan Mitchell a little overrated. Personally, I think he's trash on that. Not just after the playoff, he kind of soured, you know, on him. So I kind of get it. Cleveland wants to contend. They want to keep that championship window open. But we'll just see what Cleveland do. We got to see more moves they make. But it could go down as a bad contract you gave him. But you got to take the risk, man. The bigger risk, the bigger reward, man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mind teams taking risks. Unless it's just obviously stupid. It's not obviously stupid because Donovan Mitchell is an all-NBA player. So I can't say they're just idiotic for giving him that contract because it's an all-NBA player. You just locked in for the next 4 years. He will be a little older then, but you got to do what you got to do when you got the talent in the room. Because Lord knows when you're going to get a talent like that again in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? Which is very hard to do for a small market team. And go some Laker news. Shout out to Lakers. Free agent center Kevon Looney has agreed to a 1-year, $3.9 million deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. I love this pickup. Looney Tunes, go ahead, come in here, get some boards, and do what you got to do. You know, I didn't like him in New Orleans for some reason. The jersey looked nasty, and number 55 looked nasty to me. I like him on the Lakers. Luka, come on. It's not the greatest team ever, by the way, but it's something. And I can just appreciate the Lakers for doing something. Now, it could all flip on his head. Because when the season started, I'm going to be more piped up. Lakers lose and do some dumb stuff, and I'm watching with my eyes. I'm going to be livid on here. I'm going to be wild. And I'm going to come back and say, like, man, you know what? Fire Rob Pelinka. Or I could be saying, you know what? I like it, but I like the pickup so far. It reminds me of the team I built in 2K or something like that. And you got some more news. The Detroit Pistons traded Caris LeVert and 2 second-round picks to the Milwaukee Bucks for Tayshaun Prince and Gary Harris. I always liked Gary Harris. When he was on the Nuggets, he was on Magic for a little bit. Kind of feel like I haven't heard from him in a minute. Not heard, but I haven't seen of him. You know, I like Tayshaun Prince, sitting in the corner, shooting some threes for the Pistons, Caris LeVert. The Pistons did not like Caris LeVert. Feel like he didn't do nothing, which I understand. So I guess a good pickup for the Pistons. And it's a 16 trade. A lot of trades that have already happened, but like it kind of combined them because Dallas, they agreed to Chris Middleton has agreed. He agreed to a 3-year, $17 million deal with the Wizards via sign and trade. You know, he went back to the Wizards. Don't know why. They were saying he would have went to Miami. Whatever the rumor was saying, like he was going back to Miami to try to pair back with Giannis. But I guess he wanted to go to the Wizards and say Dallas is sending Middleton to the Wizards via sign and trade as part of a larger 16 deal that includes in total Mavericks, Wizards, Clippers, Pistons, Bucks, Grizzlies. It involves previously agreed upon deals such as John Collins, Gary Harris, Tayshaun Prince, Isaiah Stewart to Memphis, Santi Aldama to the Mavericks, and Caris LeVert to the Bucks. Big trade, a lot of stuff going every which way. It's a very big trade. I think. And a part of the 16 trade, the Washington Wizards sent D'Lo and a future second-round pick and future second-round pick swap to the Memphis Grizzlies. So he's loading in Memphis, I guess. D'Angelo Russell's so trash. I do not like D'Lo, man. Sorry, I don't even like watching him play. Another news, Larry Nance, he agreed to a 1-year, $4 million deal for the Pacers. Come in and give you some good minutes. Larry Nance ain't never gave me no problem seeing him on the team. I never just seen him play bad. Give you some good minutes, nice solid minutes. Mo Bamba signs a 2-year deal to return to the Utah Jazz. I didn't even know he was on the Jazz. I swear to God, I didn't know. On my life, I did not know he was on the Jazz. But I guess good for them. It ain't really too much to talk about with that. And Jordan Clarkson agreed on a 1-year deal, $3.9 million deal to stay with the Knicks. I like it. I feel like Jordan Clarkson probably could have got some more money, but won the championship with that team. Probably love the guys, and you want to stay. And you want to win, man. He's rich already. You want to win. So hopefully he can get a little bit more minutes this year. He gave you some good minutes. Some very good minutes, too, as a matter of fact. I like Jordan Clarkson on minutes. I liked it when they picked him up. What else? Any other news? Oh, Denver made a move. Somebody I don't know. I don't watch like overseas basketball. But they signed Defender of the Year Alpha Diallo as agreed to a $1.4 million deal with the Denver Nuggets. I don't know what board to bring it at. He won Defender of the Year on Euro, so hopefully he can bring some of that defense impact to the Nuggets because Lord knows they need it bad, real bad. Denver defense is pretty bad. One of the reasons I feel like they lost in the playoffs, Jokic just not doing nothing at the rim as a big man, but they get on Luka all the time. It's crazy how it works. It's crazy how that works. It's a longtime NBA coach, Frank Vogel, has agreed to become the assistant head coach of Golden State Warriors under head coach Steve Kerr. Frank Vogel, I like Frank Vogel. You know, he won a championship with the Lakers in 2020, but I know he kind of flamed out with the Suns. But I can't really blame that on him. I'm pretty sure they didn't give him a point guard. They did, matter of fact. And he was just stuck, I think, winning. Devin Booker was running point guard or something. So I like Frank Vogel. I feel like he kind of got scapegoated on the Lakers with the Westbrook stuff. I don't blame him. He kind of could have still been a Lakers coach. He wasn't a bad coach to me. He's not. I think JJ Redick obviously a better coach than him, especially for Luka. Now that we're in the Luka era, but I like Frank Vogel. So shout out to him for getting the job. Hopefully, he probably get a head coaching decision. You know, NBA teams don't do nothing but circle the same head coaches. It feel like it. The more Laker news. Free agency forward Zaire Williams has agreed on a 1-year, $3 million deal to sign with the Lakers. So I guess they got their forward they've been looking for, try to come in and play some wing. They come in here and play some defense. Rumors they still trying to get Kuminga. I don't know how I feel about this. I guess it's cool. It's not really much to say. Shout out to Lakers, I guess more depth. Somebody I know. I don't know what he's gonna bring to the table. Next fan saying he trash. I feel like every fan base say that about somebody leaving their team. Oh, he bad. You know what I'm saying? Unless you like a fan favorite, but they feel like they always bash people. I've seen Bucks fans bashing Giannis a little rightfully so, but it's like, you know, I feel like every team gets to doing that. And some more big news. LeBron say he's finally down his decisions for what team he's gonna go to. LeBron, just sign, please. Just go to the Cavaliers. I don't want to see him on the Warriors. Caesar want to see that so bad. I really don't want to see that. I don't want to see him in that jersey. It's nasty. I don't want to see him in Philly either. Nasty jersey Hall of Fame. Just go to the Cavs, you know, ride out your career, play some good minutes for them. Don't think they're gonna win a championship by any means. But just go, you know, rock out in your city one last time, man, and end your career on a high note, you know, beautifully. End it when you want to end it. And I think that'd be a beautiful send off for Brian, personally. So, but we can talk about Summer League now. I haven't really been watching it like that. I think I watched Darren Peterson first game tape, and I watched Darren Peterson versus AJ tape. I think I watched some Cameron Booth. I watched Caleb Wilson tape. Very good game. You know, he came out and said in college they really didn't let him shoot a lot of threes or because what they was running. But I ain't never been a Summer League guy personally. It's always seemed, I wouldn't say boring, but I'll be ready for the real NBA action. Just like I don't watch NBA preseason. I'm gonna watch it though. I'm gonna watch some preseason this year. But the Summer League, I never really been my thing. Even growing up, I didn't really watch Summer League like that. I think I watched like Zion Summer League game. I watched Wemby Summer League game. I think I watched Cooper versus Bronny. I watched like the big game. But after that, like I really don't watch Summer League like that. So I really don't have too much to say on that. I don't think CB can watch Summer League games like that either. But he watched it just a little bit. I don't know. I've been seeing like defensive clips of Darius Cuff, but I'm not gonna watch the clip. I want to watch it myself to see it. You know, you nitpick any defensive game from a certain player and make them look bad. They do it to Luka all the time. So I'm not gonna go off that honestly. But we can go run down on some of these NBA teams, and what I think of them as of now and what's gonna go on. Let me go to the standings. We go Eastern. The Pistons went 60-22 last year. I think they're gonna have a fall off. I don't think they're going to win 60 games this year. It's kind of crazy they won 60 games last year. I wouldn't have thought that about from them. Shout out Cade. Cade taking MVP jumps next year too. Dark horse for my MVP next year. He's my dark horse probably. Probably my pick, Wemby. It's going to stay that. I want Luka to win too. That's my favorite player in the league besides LeBron right now. But I ain't going to pick him over to win MVP. Especially seeing how the media be treated and all that. But Cade's going to be my dark horse. Boston, I think they're going to take a fall off. They were the second seed last year. They lost Brown. And they didn't really feel like they did something in free agency with Mitchell Robinson, but it's not nothing that, that I'm going to gas up to the fullest. They got report was that they think, I can't even remember his name. They think, bro, because I can't remember his name. Let me just look it up. Let me just go to his player. Let me go to him. They think Peyton Pritchard can take a Jalen Brunson jump. I don't see happening. Then Derek White, hopefully he finds himself again next year. And I think they can make the playoffs, though. I don't think they're going to miss the playoffs. I think Tatum's good enough to do that. Hopefully he is. He better be, because Brown was good enough to get y'all to a 2 seed. So I want to see if Tatum, if you're good enough to make these folks the top 5 seed, maybe you might be in dark horse MVP too. The Knicks, I think they're relatively going to stay the same. I don't think they're going to jump out. I think they can either be the 1st seed or they can be like the 3rd seed like this year, like last year too. Or they can just chilling in the playoffs, they turn up. Or they just championship steam and they just rolling through teams and they the 1st seed. Cavs, 52 wins. I think they can 49, 50 highest. I think they can get like 54 wins. They're going to relatively stay in the same area, I think. James Harden can mess with the team more. We don't know if LeBron going there yet. But I think they're going to probably stay around the same range. I don't think they're just going to get worse, way worse. Hopefully Evan Mobley can take a step, but people have been saying that for like 3 years. Well, an offensive step. But people have been saying that for a minute. Raptors, when the Kawhi thing go through, I think they're going to take a step up. I think they won 46 games last year. I think they can get to like 54 wins next year, personally. But if the Kawhi thing not going through, I think they can get like 45, 46, 47. With Kawhi there, I think he can give y'all like 5, 6 more wins. I think the Raptors might take a fall off with Kawhi not there. But hopefully, prayers up, the trade go through, Kawhi get to go to the Raptors. I think they can take a step up. Yeah, the Hawks with 46 and 36 last year. Not how I feel about the Hawks. I think they're going to take a step back, but a slight step back. I don't think they're going to step back too much. Probably like 42 wins, drop down to the play-in next year, which is okay. They're still a young team. I don't expect Jalen Johnson to come out here. You know what I'm saying? 30, 20 of the game, but maybe he can. I'm not going to sleep on him too much. I like Jalen Johnson. 76, they won 45 games last year. So I think they could probably be the 1st seed next year. I think they can get to at least 57 wins. Well, I forgot Embiid health. 52 wins, maybe 49. I don't think they're going to make the play. I don't think they're going to be in the play-in next year. They have Jaylen Brown. I think he can get y'all some wins with, you sitting Embiid down. So I think they can get to like 49 wins. But if Embiid is relatively healthy, no cross our fingers, I think they can be a 1st seed and get you like 57 wins next year. The Orlando Magic, 45 wins. They won that many games and they just didn't feel like it. But I think they can take a step up next season. New coach, new game plan, new rotation, new schemes. Hopefully it goes well. Because I think if it don't go well by the middle of the season, they probably trade Jalen Suggs. Or maybe Apollo. Who knows? But I think they might. I believe they can take a step up. I believe that they will take a step up. I could be wrong on that. Probably 51 wins, 50 wins. I thought they could jump to 50 wins. East was in last year. So I don't know if that's even going to get you dang near to play in or what. East was real good last year. Because I think this is the best conference in the NBA right now. The Hornets, they went 44-38 last year. They're definitely taking a step back. LaMelo's gone. I still like the team. It's not a bad team. A team that I can watch. on paper, I feel like I can watch this team and not like, change the channel. But I think they're going to drop to like 32 wins, 30, 33 wins, maybe 30 wins. That's really all. Hornets going Hornets. Lost LaMelo. I don't even know who's going to. I guess Kobe White's going to playmate for the team, be the point guard. But I don't know how much I trust that to get you back in the play-in where you was last year. The Miami Heat, 43 wins last year. I think they could jump up to at least 53 wins. I think they can get 10 more wins, hoping to stay out the play-in because they were dang near finna be in the lottery. So, well, not dang near. They were the 10th seed, but the Bucks only won 32 games. But I think they're going to take a step back a step up for sure. Giannis over there, hopefully he stays healthy. I believe he can get them 10 more wins, and they can be at the top of the East next year. The Milwaukee Bucks won 32 games last year. Giannis gone. I would say they're going to take a step back, but they at least got more valuable players that you should think would be healthy. But I think they're going to stay around the same thing because, like, that's where you want to be to get like the right picks, to be in the running for the number one pick. I think they can win like 33 games, probably 32 still. Maybe they might surprise you win like 38 or 40. But I don't really have high hopes for this team. On paper, they got like some talent, but I don't know how the team's gonna fit together. So it might be a total, show or a whole shit show. The Bulls, 31 wins last year. Norman Powell there. I think about 33 wins next year for them. They have to win about 33 games. They got Caleb Wilson. I believe he's going to have a spectacular rookie season. I wouldn't pick him for my rookie of the year, but I feel like he's going to have a rookie of the year type year. You know what I'm saying? Where he could possibly win it. Or the other players playing so good, but if he was in any other year, he would win it. I feel like he's going to have a very impactful year for this team. I like Nick Claxton added on his team. The Modest Buzelis, hopefully he take a little small jump. The Norman Powell, I don't know how I feel about that. They got Jalen Smith, Isaac Okoro, Patrick Williams. I'm so sorry, but I think their team can relatively stay the same, about where you want to be anyway. The next, I don't know what the Michael Porter Jr. situation is, but I seen if he don't get an extension, they will trade him or want to seek trade for him. But even if he is back, they won 20 games last year, but I think they can get to like 34 wins. I know that probably sounds crazy because it's the Nets, but they got Julius Randle. Julius Randle might be sorry on the good teams. Y'all think like he's not a playoff impactful player, but through the season, he can rough out and give your team some wins. So I think they can jump up to like 34 wins, but probably where they want to be anyway. And you have the Pacers, 19 wins last year. Didn't even get to use their pick because they traded for Zubac and was added in that trade to the Clippers. But I still like this Pacers team. I'm kind of very high on them. I think they can go from 19 wins. Have some troubles in the beginning of the season next year. I think they're going to probably lose a couple games, but then they're going to pick it up probably almost by All-Star break and then like after All-Star break. So I think they can get to at least 44, 45 wins. Because I'm kind of high on this team. I think they can jump to that many wins. Hopefully Halliburton come in fully healthy and do what he got to do. The Wizards, 17 wins last year. So Trae Young's going to be playing. AD's back. AJ. Chris Middleton's over there. He won 17 last year. I think they can get to like 35. I think they can get to 35 wins. At the lowest, I'll take them. At the highest, I think they can probably win 42 games. Because I don't really believe in AD being like healthy throughout the whole season. But if he is, I believe he can get them to 40-some wins with Trae Young. Probably play-in team. The Wizards, on paper, you could think they got talent in the door, but they still got a lot of young people on that team, so you never know. Like, if they're going to show and hinder, like, AD and Trae Young, or are they just trying to help them through it, or are they trying to win at their maximum capability? That's what I got to see. Well, that's it for the Eastern Conference. Now we're going to go to the Western Conference. Last year, the Thunder won 64 games, and that was J-Dub missing most of these games, too. I don't think they're going to be the first seed next year. I think probably the second or third seed. More than likely the second seed. I don't see no other team but the Spurs being a better regular season team. I think they'll probably get 58 wins, 60 wins. I think they're around that range. But we'll just see how they do. The Spurs, who I think can be the first seed, won 62 games last year. I think they can win like 63, 64, about what the Thunder won last year. I like their team. Wemby, as much as people glaze him, I still think he's a great player. Still think they got a good team around him. I think De'Aaron Fox is going to have a bounce back year, even if he's on the bench for Dylan Harper. I think he's going to show that he's valuable to the team. I think they're going to be the first seed next year. The Nuggets, who won 54 games last year, that team wasn't even that good to me personally. I think they can get to like 49 wins. I think 49 wins. I think they're going to take a bit of a step back. I know Jokic still going to get in the playoffs. It's Jokic. He can go to the playoffs with 4 rocks around him. I think he can put a team in the playoffs. It's still Jokic. Then they're going to take a step back to 49 wins. That's all I really got to say about the Nuggets. Hopefully they got their defense together, or at least somewhat together. The Los Angeles Lakers. They lost a whole playoff starting 5. Won 53 games last year. Brand new team around Luka. We're officially in the Luka era. And my bias going to play a little part in it. I think they can win 55 games next year. I think they will be the second. They will be the third seed, but I think if any other team that is better than OKC, it will be us. Glaze a little bit. Yeah, it's my team. I'm going to do it. I couldn't follow my face, though, so we're going to see, man. Hopefully we win that many games. We won 53 last year. We was missing Luka for some time. We were missing Brown for some time. We even missed Austin Reeves for some time. So that's more wins we probably could have had last year. So hopefully Austin Reeves pick up where he was at the beginning of last year when I think Luka and LeBron hurt when he was going crazy. So hopefully now he's going to have the ball in his hand more. Don't have to share with Brown. Just have to share with Luka. Hopefully they spaz. I need them to spaz next year. We got Houston Rockets, 52 wins without a point guard technically. But I still think they're going to take a step back. I think they can win like 47 wins. I don't think they're going to get 50 wins next year. I think they can win like 47 wins. And at the lowest, I think they'll probably be like 42. If they win that low again, I feel like they're going to fire. They're going to fire, bro. I feel like I do not know their coach. I feel like I do not know their coach name, but the old Celtics coach. I'm just having a brain fart right now. I feel like they're going to fire him if they like underachieve next year. Probably not make the finals, but like at least make the conference finals. I feel like they're going to fire him. Timberwolves won 49 games last year. I think they can win 52, 53 games next year. I'm really high on the Timberwolves next year. Really high. I think they're the fourth best team in the West. I'll pick the Lakers, Clippers, and OKC over them. I think they're better than the Nuggets personally. Hopefully, LaMelo mature his game even more going into next year. Get that field goal percentage right, please, because he's in a winning situation. Chris Finch is a great coach. Anthony Edwards is a great leader. So hopefully that team can do well. And you have the Suns who won 45 games last year, which nobody seen coming. I feel like they're going to win at least 48 games. I still like the Suns team. I like some of the pickups they did. I like some of the contracts they acquired some of the role players on. Kind of crazy. I wanted Devin Booker to get traded before the season, but I feel like he's a son. He's a son. He's gonna be on the Suns for life, until he retires. So let's just see what the Suns can do next year, man. That's just what happens when you start getting young coaches and stuff experience. Trailblazers, 42-40. I feel like they're gonna dang near win the same thing. I feel like they're gonna go 42-40 again next year. It's not a bad thing. Damian Ja, they probably got a mess together with. So I feel like they'll lose a lot at the beginning of the season, or more than what you would want. And then they'll just pick it up when they start getting chemistry and stuff, learn how to play off each other. I feel like they're still going to win 42-40. Clippers, who won 42 games last, they're going to definitely take a step back if the Kawhi trade go through. If it don't go through, I still don't think they're going to win a lot. So then they're going to go from 42 wins, like without Kawhi, to like 34 wins. They're not completely garbage, but I don't see them making a play-in next year. The Warriors won 37 games last year. They're going to be out with Jimmy more than likely for the whole year. Everybody's getting old. Got Yaxel, but I don't know that breathes that much life into the team. Say about 40 wins next year. I think they'll get about 40 wins next year. Still in the play-in, fighting to get in the playoffs. Sad way to see Curry go out. Pelicans, 26 wins. They haven't made no offseason moves but sign back DeAndre Jordans. And there's more rumors that they don't want to trade some players. Then I see rumors that they want to trade this player, Trey Murphy, but they want 4 first-round picks. I don't know what they're doing over there, man. I really don't know. I think they're going to win about 30 games max. I think they can go to like 30 wins. Not really much to say about the Pelicans. It's just I don't know what's going on in their front office. But what they're doing, what they intend on doing, what they planning on doing. I told you they need to do. Just move on from Zion. It's okay. I want Zion to get in his Aaron Gordon role post Orlando. There's one here getting that role, get on the championship team and fit right in. He's a super role player or role. That's what I think the future is for Zion, personally. I want to see him in that role. And you have the Dallas Mavericks, 26 wins. Say about 29 wins. I don't expect much from this team. I'm not supposed to. I just ready to see Kyrie back on the floor. Cooper Flag, year 2 jump. See how he progresses as a player. I expect just 29 wins. The Grizzlies, they won 25 games, and I expect them to take an even more step back. I think they're going to get like 22, 20 games. Like Boozer, a lot. Probably my favorite player in this draft. I think Derek Peterson the best, but I think Boozer, that's my favorite player in the draft. So I know he's going to be well, but the players around him, I don't really have that much faith in person. The Kings won 22 games last year. They're going to be about the same. I'm not even going to spend too much time on them. Shout out Darius Acuff, though. The Jazz won 22 games last year. They're going to take a major step up, in my opinion. I think they're going to win at least 44, 45 games next year and get in the playoffs, or like maybe like the 7th seed in the play and still get in the playoffs. I have high hope for the Jazz. I really like their team. Really do. I like Keontae George. I like Laurie. Ace, I'm not really that high on. I like Sensabaugh. I like Jaren Jackson. I love Darren Peterson. So we just got to see what this team brings and how they mesh together on the court. But I really like the Jazz. It's the most I ever liked the Jazz. I didn't even like them that much with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy was on that team. It's the most I ever liked the Jazz as a team in my whole fandom of the NBA. But that's just what I think about some of the NBA teams going into next year. I could be totally wrong. This is me assuming. So don't bite my head off. I could be right on some of these teams. And it's going to be fun to look back at this video to see what teams I was like, okay, you kind of hit the nail on them. Like, you was too low on them. They went crazy. Or you was too high on them, and they weren't even that good. But that's the beauty of the NBA. You never know. It's like the Pistons. I ain't think they were going to win 60 games last year. I didn't think the Hornets were going to be that good last year either. I didn't think the Celtics were going to be the second seed. I was expecting them to have a fall off. I thought the Pacers would have been something like the Celtics where they still good and can make the playoffs. But that just shows how important Tyrese Halliburton is. But that's just what I think about the NBA teams. Next year, it's going to be a crazy NBA season. It is still going to be crazy to see what happened the rest of the offseason, see where LeBron go. Really, I think that's the biggest thing that we're waiting on still. Got through the draft, getting through summer league, and then before we know it, it's going to be time to NBA tip-off again in training camp. We're going to get more stories, more maybe disgruntled stars and stuff. College football coming up, that's what I'm waiting on too. I've been on the game a little bit lately. Roll Tide Roll. Then the NFL is coming up. So we're going to have a lot of stuff to even talk about more on the podcast. Again, it's prayers of the season. This was another episode of the Weekly Tape. Short episode because it's just me. Hopefully next time you hear me, hopefully the season's on. But if you can't make it, I'll probably have a guest on, have one of the bros on or somebody. But again, prayers of the season. Hopefully you see this. Like, comment, subscribe. You can follow us on Instagram at Weekly Tape 1. You can follow us on TikTok at Weekly Tape 1. Just make sure to like the video, share the video with your friends, and we out.